Hello, I'm Dave Diazzo. My wife, Dawn, and I work on the San Diego-Tijuana border. We like to talk about the border, the Baja, and beyond, because we not only work on the border, but throughout Mexico and even beyond. And today, I would like to highlight Mexicali, Mexico, which is about 2 hours east of where we live, east of Tijuana. It's in the desert. It's very hot there, temperatures and climate similar to Phoenix. It's also the capital of Baja, California. About 1 million people live there, and our church planters are Federico and Blanca Muñoz. They're a very committed couple, some of the most committed people that I know to planting their church and serving Christ. And they do that with their family. Their children are in their early 20s and late teens, and they're gifted musically, so they form part of the worship team and they help them. They're also very committed to the church plant. Federico and Blanca, when they launched the church after the pandemic, they were meeting in a facility, but one of the things they noticed is the church wasn't growing. They weren't having many new people attend. And Federico realized he needed to do something different. He began to look around and he found a community where there was a need for a church. And so they began to meet in a park, which doesn't seem like the ideal place to meet, especially in Mexicali, where the temperatures can get up to 110 and 120 in the summer. And that is one of the drawbacks, one of the barriers they face. But nonetheless, the church began to grow. They started seeing new people come, and the church doubled in size shortly after they made that change. During the summer, their numbers went down a little bit, but now the church is growing again. And just recently, they had an outreach event in the park. They had food, they had fun and games, and people just had a great time. And Federico shared the life-giving, life-changing message of Jesus Christ. And he gave people an opportunity to respond to the gospel. And 13 people said yes to Jesus.
Juan capítulo 3 versículo 16, repítalo conmigo. Porque de tal manera amó Dios al mundo, y en ese mundo estás tú, para que todo aquel que en él cree no se pierda, mas tenga vida eterna.
And so now Federico and Blanca and their team are busy following up those people. The very next day, 10 of them ended up coming to the church service. The Lord's blessed them with a young woman named Isabel, who works with children that are not involved in school. And she works with these children and their families to get them back involved in school. So that's a great community service that the church is able to provide. Blanca told me that Isabel is also working with the young people and the children in the church as well. So it's exciting to see how their team's growing, how God is bringing people to them. We'd ask you to pray for Federico and Blanca as they lead the church, as they raise up a leadership team and disciple the new Christians. Also, we're praying, we have a real goal this year of being able to buy property for this church and build a building, a simple building. We're hoping to do that by this fall. So we pray, and we would ask you to join us in prayer that God would raise the funds up and help us to find a good property to be able to do that. Thank you so much for standing with us in prayer for Federico and Blanca and their team, and also with Dawn and myself. Thank you.